Okay, hello and welcome to class activity number 11. So in class activity number 11, we're going to start doing group policy object. So group policies is you're going to set up a group policy dictating what the users or even the computers can and cannot do. So those users or group of users or a group of computers should be located in a specific organization, in an organizational unit. So there are two steps to do this. You're going to create the group policy and you're going to edit that group policy, and then you will link it to where the users that going to be applied. And you're going to link it to an organizational unit, and the group or the users that are going to be affected by that policy should be in that organizational unit where the GPO, the group policy object, has been linked. So anyway, so it's probably good to see what I'm talking about. Here's an example. Let's say the users, what we're going to do is we're going to do a folder redirection GPO. GPO stands for a group policy object. So what does that mean? That means if you are a user on your computer and you create documents and you save your files in the documents folder. Now, instead of the data being saved on your documents folder, it's going to be redirected to the server in a special folder for you. So it's not really saved in your documents. Your documents folder is really directed to another location on the server. All right. So this way it is always saved. You don't have to, you could be anywhere and you could log in. It would always be, your documents folder now is redirected to another folder that's on the server. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create the share folder. That's where your documents folder is going to be on the domain controller. So we're going to create that folder and give you permission to it. And then we're going to create the group policy to actually configure the group policy to do the redirection of your documents folder that's on your local to that new folder that's on the server. And then we're going to link it. All right, so it's a little bit of work. So we're gonna do for the next class activity, we're gonna do 7, including this one, 7 GPOs. So you'll get a practice. This is where you actually have the securing your users and controlling. That's why we call it domain controller, controlling all the users and the computers within the domain. Okay, so let's get started. So let's boot up the domain controller and open up the server manager. So I already booted up and log in. So we're going to create that shared folder first, right? And we're going to go through the server manager method in creating the shared folder. All right, so on the right-hand side, click on File and Storage Services. Remember, we did that a while back. You highlighted your server where it's going to be. Click on Shares. And let's create the, click on Tasks. And we're going to create a new share. All right, it's going to be an SMP Quick Share. Just click on Next. All right, click on Custom Path. All right, we don't have the share, we don't have the folder. So let's actually create the folder right here. So put C, colon, backslash, colon, backslash, let's call what did I call it in the lab? Folder, redirect, dir. Okay? And let's put a dollar sign at the end because I want it to be hidden. I don't want anybody to see it. Okay? So click on Next. All right, I want to see this remote path. I want you to copy that. Very important because otherwise you got to remember it. We need to type it in when we're creating the GPO. So highlight it, right click and copy. Let it go to the clipboard. Nice. Click on next. It's telling you the local path didn't exist. Do you want to create that folder? And of course, just say yes. So click on OK. All right. We want to enable access-based numeration so people, users can have permissions to access it. So click that box. Click next. All right. Click on customize permission. And we want to remove the users, both users. Oh, I'm sorry. So hold on a second. We got to disable the inheritance first, convert it to explicit permissions. You got to do that first, and then remove the both of the users. Okay, and then we are going to add a new principal, and let's just add Mike Smith because we know Mike Smith is located in the XYZ users, right? So let's write MIK, look for names that start with MIK. By the way, we could have chosen a group if we wanted to, but I just want only Mike Smith to redirect his documents folder to this new folder redirect on the server. Okay, click OK. All right, so click on Show Advanced. And we want to uncheck the traverse folder, and we want to check the create folder and append data, and check this box that says only apply these permissions to the objects and containers within the container. All right, take a snapshot of this and put it on the bottom of your lap. All right. Okay. And let's see, what's next? Okay, so, and that's it. So let's click OK. All right, everything's good. Click Apply. Okay. Next. And Create. All right, excellent. Now and close. So here's my folder redirect has been created. Okay, that's where we're going to send the documents folder of Mike Smith when he logs in. It's going to be redirected to this folder. All right. Now, let's go and create the GPO. Minimize this. Actually, we can, let's go to Tools. Don't minimize it because we need to get the group policy management. So this is the app that we need. So click on that to create the group policy and let it open up. It's right here. And the first thing I want you to do is right click and let's pin it because we're going to be using it a lot. So pin it to the taskbar. Okay. And now let's, when you get in here, the forest XYZ, expand it, expand the domains, expand the xyz.local. All right, so here's our old folders. Here's where the group policy objects. We're going to create the group policy objects first, and then we're going to link them. Or you can go directly to the XYZ and say, create a GPO and link it here. I don't like to do that. I like to create my group policy, put them in, and then link them to wherever I want to later. Right? So we'll use that, the two-stepper. So right click on the group policy objects first. Right click, click on new, and let's call this group policy folder redirection GPO. All right, click OK. Now we need to edit it. Okay, to configure it, right click on the folder redirection GPO and click on edit. All right, so here we're going to edit it. Now the group policy, is this for a computer or a user? Well, if it's for a computer, you configure it for a computer. And for a computer configuration means it doesn't matter who logs into this computer. If anybody logs into this computer, the group policy will take effect on that computer. Because it's, let's say, for example, if you want to install an application. So next time somebody logs into this computer, the application, doesn't matter who logs in, the application will be installed. Now, this is going to be a user configuration. Why? Because when Mike Smith logs in, only Mike Smith, his documents folder will be redirected to this folder redirect on the server. All right, so it's a user configuration. Under the user configuration, expand the policies, expand the Windows settings, and expand the folder redirection. All right. Under the documents, right-click on the documents, go to Properties, and click on Basic Configuration Enabled. The root path, remember I told you to copy that path? Now Control and the letter V, paste it. All right, before you hit Apply, go to Settings right here, the tab, and I want you to check the redirect the folder back to the user profile location. That's important. You have to do that. All right. Click on Apply. Say yes. All right. Take a picture of this. I want to make sure you got here. Put it on the bottom of the lap. Say OK. And we are done with creating the GPO. Now we need to link it. So we minimize this. Now we need to link it, because it's already been configured. We need to link it where Mike Smith is located. He's located in the XYZ users. So you right click on XYZ users. I just want to make sure, just a second, yes. And link an existing GPO. Which one are we going to choose? Folder redirection GPO. And click OK. All right. We're done. We have linked it and we're good to go. Now we need to test it. Okay, I can leave this open and let's go to and boot up a client and log in with Mike Smith. If you remember from the last exercise, we changed Mike Smith password to welcome 4. All right, so we'll leave that. We'll use welcome 4. Otherwise, if you don't remember, just go to Mike Smith and reset his password. You should know how to do that. Okay, we'll give it a little time to boot up. Okay, so let's log in as Mike Smith. All right, and his password is welcome4 with a capital W. And watch, see, it's apply and redirected. Did you see that? It applied the redirection settings. If not, you're going to have to do GP updates, which we'll probably don't have to. All right, let it completely boot up. See if you get this, just hit cancel. Okay, now I want you to click on the folder right here. Here, open up the documents folder. Look, see where it's location? You cannot access it because you logged in as Mike Smith, but it's okay. So we should be able to, it's not allowing us to access it. You logged in as Mike Smith, and now it's not allowing us. Take a picture of this, but that is, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to close that. We are going to type CMD. and we're going to force the update. So type GP update space / force. All right, say yes. Okay, we're going to try again. So let's try again. And welcome for. Maybe it didn't allow us to do that because I did it before already and I removed it. I hope that's not the case. Because the directions is definitely the same. There's no doubt. Yeah, it's still giving the same thing. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, let me find out. Just give me a second. Okay, the problem was that because I did it before, I stopped the sharing. So this is actually, so go into the documents folder. It should work out for you if you're doing it for the first time. Let's create a new folder in here. And let's say I created a new folder called Hello. If you open up that folder, if you go right in here, if you create a folder in the documents, okay, and you click here, you see the direction of it? It's redirected to, here, let me open that up a little bit. So you can see it's on the DC domain controller in the folder redirect under Mike Smith, and the documents and anything you create is in there. Take a picture of showing that the folder has been redirected. All right. Sorry about it because I did it before and I could not, believe it or not, even the administrator cannot remove the folder from the server. So look, even if I go here and I try to delete this folder, I can't because I'm logged in. See, I can't. I don't have permissions to do that because only Mike Smith, if Mike Smith logs into this, he'll be able to take care of it. All right, so that's that for picture stuff. Make sure you take a picture that you have been redirected. You should be able to click on the documents folder. You know, you can't even get in now again. So it got a little bit crazy, but this is what it meant to see. You see, you're on the server in the folder redirect. It's called dir because that's what I did before. And here's your login name folder and documents. So in other words, whatever you create in the documents folder, it's going to be sent to this location, to the server folder redirect. That's where all the stuff is. It's not really on your local client machine. All right, so that's that for that GPO. And I'll see you. Make sure you shut everything down. And I'll see you on the next class activity.